Hi, Brian Beneduce coming to you on this snowy Saturday here in the Northeast, anyway. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a question that was asked of me during one of my presentations. And this nice lady came up to me and asked how I remember everything and I don't read from a proverbial script or cards or cue cards or whatever we might call it. And it's a very easy answer because the answer is because it's my story, it's my life. I have no less than 20 to 30 people, and I'm being conservative, come up to me a week and say, I have that. I know what you're feeling. Unbelievable. Incredible. Yeah, it makes me dizzy. Yeah, sometimes I feel like my heart's coming out of my chest. And these are all telltale signs of anxiety. The story that I talk about in my presentations, my story, is the fact that we're using the words anxiety, we're using the words panic, we're using terms agoraphobia, we're using terms that I had no idea what this thing was. By keeping it to myself, it manifested over time. So my story and my book, my memoir, Scared to Death, Do It Anyway, is just that. It's my life story of dealing with this thing. So if you can imagine, and I talk about it, starting as a very young boy, and taking your life and thinking about the people that are telling me they suffer now, thinking about how it might be at 5, 6, 8, and you might have also suffered, and I know plenty of you have, because you tell me, you write to me, we see each other at book signings, and now we know what it's called. It's called anxiety. It's called panic. There's a word, there's a phrase, there's hospitals that treat this very thing. There's that word again, this thing. So if you can imagine 30, 35, 40 years ago, even longer, okay, I'm 55. We didn't know what it was. So the story of my story is it's a three-pronged story, if you will, okay? It's educational, it's inspiring, and it's also trust. The trust to me is the most important part of this book. I have plenty of people that say, I have to get my kid, I have to get my daughter, I have to get my son, I have to get my husband, I gotta get my spouse, I gotta get my cousin to read your book. Because I've tried everything. And I want to say to them, and a lot of times I do, depending on if I'm in a hurry or not, because I know there's going to be more questions, don't even read my book. Go to YouTube. Let your child, let your spouse listen to my words. Because if you don't suffer, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, and I apologize to all the clinicians out there because they are fantastic. I've heard them. But there's always going to be that self-doubt of you don't know what I'm thinking because you didn't or do not suffer. And that is a major, major part of my presentations. When I talk to people, I want them to trust, even if they don't suffer, I want them to trust the fact that I went through it and I'm standing in front of you. If you don't trust the fact that I've had it at the severity in which I had it, where I was 20-something years old and petrified, and I mean petrified, to leave my house, then I haven't done my job. Because I need you to understand that's where I was. And if you don't suffer, you can say, how can that be? How can a guy like you or anybody else be afraid to leave their house? It's not a question of being afraid to leave the house. Okay, I can walk outside and okay, fine, there's no grizzly bear there. It's your thought pattern. This is what I try and get across within my talks. If you can't trust the fact that it starts out at worry and then it manifests itself And it goes on and it goes on and goes on. And what if, what if I get a panic attack over there? What if I get a panic attack over there? By the way, I'm using the words panic attack. I didn't know what it was. We're calling them panic attacks now. I didn't know what it was. I just had this urge or this dreadful thought to get out wherever it was. So again, I'm getting animated because this is the way I talk. And this is the way for me to let you know you have to trust me. Now, once you trust me, now you will listen to me. Scientific fact. Trust me, I've been in sales a long time, so I know this for a fact. Okay? Nobody hears you. Nobody listens to you. I'll use that word. Nobody listens to you. It takes 7 to 9 times for people to listen to you. That's why you get inundated with commercials after commercials after commercials, because you're just looking first. Then you're sizing it up, and then you're doing, and it takes 7 to 9 times before somebody will listen to you. I need you to listen to me this one time, which is very hard to do. Listen to my words. Listen to YouTube. If you suffer, if you know somebody that suffers, go to YouTube. Do not read. I don't want you to even do this if you don't want to. If you want to, get the book. If you don't want to, go to YouTube. The book is precious to me. It's precious to me in a lot of reasons because it's my life. It took me 9.5 years for me to have the fill in the blank to write this book. You might not know it, but I am an extremely private person. I don't even go on Facebook unless my team posts these videos. I don't do a lot of things because I like to keep my life private. This is not a private situation. This is something that needs to get out. You need to get help. And more importantly, you need to listen to me. When I give a talk, I am not the best speaker. I don't claim to be. I'm not the best presenter. It's just something that I do because I have a passion to help people, to get up in front of hundreds of people, be completely and utterly nervous, we'll use that word, fearful, because I can't stand it. And it's that panic and anxiety, that feeling of almost trying to replace the old panic with new panic. But now I know how to deal with that. So I can lower my levels of anxiety as I talk. And I talk about that within my talks. A lot of talks going on there. But it's important on the last minute or so for you to understand, get me in front of your groups and listen to me. Listen to my words, but more importantly than anything, trust me. It doesn't take much for you to go to YouTube and listen to the words. Put the phone, put the iPad in front of whoever's suffering and say, listen to him. And they will utilize my message because I know I was them or I was you. And if I heard me, I would trust the fact that I had it because of the words I use in my book. You can't describe it any better because I've been through it. And that's what I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to get you to understand that you have to trust, you have to get educated, and more importantly, you have to listen to my words because they will help you. They helped me. If I was, the last thing is, again, the last thing, so there's like 4 last things. That's why I'm not a great speaker. If you listen to my words and you understand that I've been through it, and I give you my healing thought processes, which is going to take time. If you don't suffer, you will understand what they're going through. If you do suffer, you will understand that this guy in front of you has been through this crap, and there is hope, and you can deal with it, and you can manage it, and you can maybe get up in front of people one day, and don't you dare look at me and say, I can't, because I'm doing it. Anyway, that's my 9.5 minutes coffee with Brian. I apologize. I'm just very, very happy. We got so many things lined up. And please, if I can get into your any organization, the schools, the hospitals, parents of people that suffer. Join in, get a hall, whatever it might be, figure it out. Let's do book signings. If you own a store or you know somebody who's got a coffee shop or whatever it might be, get me in there. Let me sign some books. I don't make the money on the books. It goes to Bradley Hospital. I'm not there to make money on books. I'm there for me to get the message out. Okay? People that suffer, people that know people that suffer, people that just want to understand what this anxiety is all about, from sports athletes to all around the world. All around the world. There's hope. Okay? Have a great day. Enjoy the snow, and hopefully I come and I see you soon. Take care.